In this video, I'm going to show you the best actions that you probably didn't know about in Reaper. The next action I want to show you is to move selected tracks to a new folder. I have a bunch of drum tracks over here. I want to put them in a drums folder. We can just select all of them and right-click, go to Move Tracks to Folder, and choose New Folder Track, which creates a new track over here, which is now a folder for these. We can just name it, and now this track is a folder for these, sending all the audio from these tracks to this one. So if we put effects on this track, it's going to affect all of them as a group. And we can also add tracks to a group. Let's take these two out. These two are no longer in the folder. We could add them to this folder by selecting them both and right-clicking, move tracks to folder. And not only can we create a new folder track to move it to, we could also choose any folder tracks in our project, as we see one right here for drums. And it moves those tracks into this folder. And we can reorder them like this. The next action I want to show you is how to get precise automation levels. I have a track set up here with a guitar loop, which sounds like this. I added in a kick, and then a drum loop. But I want to automate the drum loop to get louder and lower as it plays. Now this technique is going to work with any source you want. This is just an example. But I'll open up the mixer, and I'm going to find the level for the louder portions I want, like this. But what I want to do is bring it up and down. And we can see that if I use preview mode, Alt on the PC, Option on the Mac, and grab the fader, it'll jump back up when I let go of the fader, like this. Pull it down, hit play. So when I do something like that, and notice when I did it, it jumped back up to the exact level. But if we do this with automation, we don't need to use preview or audition. We could do it with touch mode. So right-click over here, switch the automation mode to touch, and we'll bring it down to the lower setting, like this, and play the track and just let go, and it'll jump up to the louder one each time, like this. And notice it's perfect right over here, here, and here, as it jumps back to the same level each time. That's the benefit of using touch mode, because when we're not touching the fader, it jumps back to the previous level, so it's perfect. And we could also do this the other way. Let's undo that, and let's find the quieter level we want. We want to raise it up with automation, so do the same thing, switch it to touch mode, but this time we're going to bring it up and it's going to drop down to the lower level each time. Again, perfectly, like this. Again, the lower level is perfect, as we can see over here, 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 and here. So we're getting a more precise level, whether we're bringing it up or bringing it down. The next action I want to show you is to duplicate tracks without media. Now, if you're like me, you tend to duplicate tracks a lot. Like in this project, I just recorded a vocal right here, and now I want to record some more vocal tracks. I've already set this up with my input where my vocal mic is plugged into. I've added effects to the track and set the volume to the perfect level for me and the singer. So you don't want to have to do that stuff again. It's a lot easier just to duplicate this track. So we'd right-click it, go to Duplicate Tracks, and we have a duplicate of that track. But you notice it also duplicates the media. And typically, we don't need that, as we're going to record new audio on this track. So we can double click the track to select all the media on that track and delete it, but we have to do that each time. Instead, we can use a custom action to do the same thing without the media. So let's go to the Actions menu, Show Action List, and type into the filter Duplicate Tracks. Here's the action right here. New custom action. We'll give it a name, and we'll add actions to this. Select all items in track right here, and remove those items right here. So this custom action is going to duplicate the tracks, select all items in the tracks, and remove them. So we'll save it, shows up right here, and we're going to add this to the right-click menu. Type Customize in here, Menu Customize. We'll go to the menu, Track Control Panel, Context, and scroll down to Duplicate Tracks, and add the action right here. The custom one we just created. And I'm going to rename it, and it looks like this. And we can put it below or above the other option, but since I use this the most, I'm going to keep it above. Hit OK. And now, if we want to duplicate this track, we can right-click it and choose Duplicate Tracks, No Media. We can still choose the old one, but now we have this one, which duplicates the track without our media. I think it's a nice time saver. The next action I want to show you is the Global Automation Override. As you know, to change automation modes on our tracks, we can go over here and right-click and change them from here. It starts out as Trim Read. We could put it in Write, or Touch, or Latch, right from here. We could also put it on multiple tracks, or all the tracks, by selecting them and doing it from here as well. And they all change to that automation mode. We could do it in the mixer as well. Here's our tracks. Right-click over here for touch mode or write mode. We'll do them all together for read or latch. Or we could also do this globally for all the tracks at once. If we go down here, see it says global off. We could change it right here to any automation mode we want for all the tracks in our project. So we can change them all to write. We all go to write mode, or touch, or latch, or back to trim read. We'll put it back to no global override, so we set the automation modes on a per track basis. But if you've already written automation, you could bypass all the envelopes from here. And this shows up looking like this, letting us know that our automation isn't going to play back. Or we can turn it back on just by putting it back to no global override. And if we do have automation, we could also show all the active envelopes right here. Now, because of the length of this video, I've divided it into multiple parts. Check out part 5 next. So those are the best actions that you probably didn't know about in Reaper. Hope you learned something, hope you could use it, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.
Bingo, boys, let's go.